Have you ever felt that little itch, that thought maybe, just maybe, you want to build something yourself, something, beyond the 9 to 5?
Yeah, or maybe you just feel a bit like a machine at work sometimes, and you're craving something with a bit more meaning.
Exactly. Well, today we're doing a deep dive into what starting something new really involves. And it's not just about launching a business, is it? It feels more like a journey.
A journey of maybe self-discovery, finding purpose, for sure.
We've got some really fascinating source material to dig into. It covers everything from why people start, to the fears that hold them back, and crucially, those practical first steps.
Right, turning that little itch into something real, something with impact.
So our mission here is to pull out the key wisdom from all this.
Yeah.
We want to help you figure out how to handle those first entrepreneurial thoughts.
And how to balance the passion side with, the practical need to make it work.
And how to actually take those first steps.
Yeah.
Because you'll see, it's less about some huge, scary leap.
And more about small, consistent, purposeful actions.
Yeah. Okay, so let's dive right in.
Let's do it.
Often when people think about starting anything new, a side project, a full company, the first thing that pops into their head is money. It's all about profit, right?
That's the common assumption, definitely. But what really stood out in the material we looked at is that often that's not the real starting point, or at least not the initial spark.
So what is? What's driving it then?
It's often the why, much deeper, like this real urge to fix something that bugs them, a problem they see.
Or just wanting to do something that makes them feel alive again.
Exactly. Escaping that feeling of being just a machine at work, as one source put it. It's about doing something that actually means something to them.
That's such a powerful motivator. It really highlights the need to start from that why, doesn't it? Instead of jumping straight to the product or service.
Absolutely. The why is the fuel.
So for you listening right now, what's the problem you want to solve? Or what kind of impact do you, dream of making?
Thinking about it that way really shifts the whole perspective from the get-go.
It does. But I wonder, do the sources mention any pitfalls? Like if you only focus on the why and forget about, say, whether anyone actually wants what you're building.
That's a really good point. And yes, it's definitely a balance. The why gets you started, keeps you going.
But you can't ignore the what and how.
Exactly. You need both. The sources suggest the sweet spot is where your deep why meets a real-world problem that people are, frankly, willing to pay to solve.
Without that connection, your passion might just stay a hobby.
Pretty much. A very fulfilling hobby, maybe, but not necessarily a sustainable venture.
Okay, so let's say you found that intersection.
Yeah.
Got the why, you see the problem. Then comes the big question, the one that stops so many people.
Yes. The money question.
How do you balance that passion, that drive, with the need to actually earn a living? Keep the lights on.
Yeah, this is where it gets very real. And the sources are clear. You need both. Passion is your resilience. It's what gets you through the inevitable rough patches.
Because there will be rough patches.
Oh, absolutely. But profit, that's the oxygen. It's what, like the source said, literally keeps the lights on.
So the magic is finding that overlap.
Finding something you genuinely care about deeply and then figuring out how to package it, how to shape it so it solves a real problem people will pay for.
It's not about selling out your passion then.
Not at all. It's about channeling it effectively, making it work in the real world.
I like that idea of packaging it, like the example given. If you love helping people learn.
Right. You don't just say, I love teaching. You think, okay, maybe online courses or specialized tutoring, content creation.
Yeah, finding the form it takes. And the advice seemed to be, don't wait for perfection. Just start small.
Exactly. Get something out there. One small thing. Iterate. Learn as you go.
But what if your passion feels, I don't know, a bit niche or not obviously something people pay for? Any advice there?
The sources suggest getting creative. Look at your passion not just as the thing you do, but as a lens.
A lens. How so?
Well, if you love, say, pottery, maybe it's not just selling pots. Maybe it's teaching workshops. Or creating unique tools for other potters, or even therapeutic pottery sessions.
Yeah, okay. Applying it differently to find the need.
Exactly. Find the problem your passion, used as a lens, can help solve.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So passion, profit. But then comes the big one, the elephant in the room for anyone thinking about this.
Fear.
Fear. What if I fail? What if I look stupid? What will people say? It can feel totally paralyzing.
It really can, and it's completely normal. But the sources had such a great way of putting it. Basically, everyone fails sometimes.
Yeah, every business person has failed at some point. That really stuck with me.
The difference is they didn't stop. That's the key bit. Failure isn't the end. It's part of the process.
And nobody starts knowing everything, right? You learn as you go.
Totally. It's like learning to walk or ride a bike. You stumble. You might fall.
If you get up, and maybe you learn something from the fall.
You'll stand up smarter. Exactly. You know what not to do next time.
It's true. Fear just magnifies everything, makes it seem impossible.
It does, which is why the practical advice is so good. You don't have to go all in.
Right. You don't have to quit your job tomorrow and mortgage the house.
No, just start with one idea, one product, one client. Treat it like an experiment, a small bet.
And taking that first small step, getting that first client maybe, or just putting up a simple website.
That builds confidence. Nothing else builds confidence quite like taking that first tangible action. It chips away at the fear.
Okay, so you find a low-cost way to start. You take that small first step.
Yeah.
But the internal battle isn't always over, is it?
Definitely not. There's still that little voice.
The one that says, what if I just run out of steam? What if I give up? Mindset is huge here.
Oh, absolutely critical. Maybe the most critical piece. You simply have to be your own coach.
Be your own coach. I like that.
And the sources made this brilliant distinction. Motivation fades. We all know that feeling, right? The initial excitement wears off.
That happens all the time.
But if you train yourself to be consistent, the results eventually show up. That's the core of it.
So it's not about waiting to feel motivated.
Nope. It's about building the habit, the discipline, like going to the gym even when you don't feel like it. That consistent effort, that's what moves the needle. Discipline over motivation.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered the internal stuff, mindset, fear. What about the external world? What happens when, say, your family or friends just don't get it?
Yeah, that's a tough one. And really common, according to the sources.
They don't understand the vision.
Yeah.
Or they think you're crazy.
Exactly. And the advice was pretty blunt. A lot of people don't understand until they see results.
So don't wait for their approval.
Pretty much, don't build for applause, build for impact.
Right.
Focus on your why, your mission. That internal drive has to be stronger than the need for external validation.
That's powerful advice. But it can feel lonely sometimes, can't it? Building something new.
It absolutely can, which is why the sources really stress finding your people. Find a community.
Doesn't have to be huge, right?
No, even just one friend who gets it. Someone on a similar path who understands the ups and downs. It makes a massive difference just knowing you're not alone.
And celebrating the small wins. That came up too.
Yes, so important. Don't wait for the giant milestones. Celebrate getting that first client or hitting that first few thousand or whatever your currency is.
Acknowledge the progress along the way.
Exactly. It's fuel. It keeps you going.
So, okay, you're taking steps, building momentum, finding support. Where does this all lead? What's the North Star, the bigger picture?
Looking ahead, maybe 5 years down the line, the vision that emerged from the sources was really inspiring.
What was it?
It was about building something that ideally runs even when I sleep. Not just about money, though that's part of it, but about achieving real freedom.
Freedom to structure your life, your time.
Exactly. Freedom and autonomy. And often it went beyond that, too. A desire to help others, too, maybe create jobs.
So contributing something beyond just yourself, building something lasting.
Yeah. Creating impact, creating opportunity. It's a really compelling long-term vision.
And the key takeaway seems to be that this big vision, this freedom, this impact, it doesn't happen overnight with some giant leap.
Not at all. It's built just one step at a time, consistently.
Letting go of the doubt, the fear, and just start doing.
Because, and this was a great line, the world needs what you've got. Someone out there needs the solution you can offer, the passion you have.
Wow. Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, it really feels like starting something new. It's not just about the external thing you build, is it? The product, the service.
No, it's just as much, maybe more, about what you build inside yourself.
Confidence, resilience, a clearer vision.
Purpose. You build yourself as much as you build venture.
So if you've been listening along, and maybe you've been waiting for permission or a sign or the perfect moment to start that thing you keep thinking about.
Maybe this conversation, this deep dive, is nudge you needed.
Could be. So the question to leave you with is, what's the very first, tiniest step you could take? Not tomorrow, not next week, but maybe even today.
Not aiming for perfection, just towards that purpose, that vision. What's that one small action?